pension scheme is a system saving money for our retirement or a type of saving plan to help people save money for later life. Its meaning, this scheme makes provision for employees working in the organized sector for a pension after their retirement at the age of 58 years. There are several types of pension scheme. First, some may be run by their employer. Second, others they can set up by themselves. Employee Provident Fund or EPF is a retirement benefit scheme that available to all salaried employees, and they will get a lump sum amount on retirement with interest. Government mandate pension fund in which every employee is legally required to contribute 11% of their monthly salary, and their employer a further 12% to 13% depending on the employee's salary. Security Organization or SOCSO is a social security protection by social insurance including medical and cash benefits, provision of artificial aids and rehabilitation to employees to reduce the sufferings and to provide financial guarantees and protection to the family. Is it commonly known in the Malay term as Perkeso or Pertubuhan Keselamatan Sosial. There are several functions of SOCSO, which is registration of employers and employee, collection of contribution from employers and employee, payment of benefit to workers or their dependents when tragedy strikes, provision of physical and vocational rehabilitation benefits, and promotion of awareness of occupational safety and health.
Scheme. First is pension scheme, EPS. Second, Employers Provident Fund, EPF. And the last is Social Security Organizations. So, the summary of three scheme is the institution that provide a financial security in the form of retirement, medical, death or disability benefit. Source of fund come from contribution of members and their employers. Differentiation of scheme. First, who is eligible to make a contribution? For pension scheme is employer and the central government. For Employers Provident Fund, EPF, both employer and the employee. For the Social Security Organizations also, both employer and employee also. The stated pension scheme is Employees Pension Fund Scheme 1995. And for the Employees Provident Fund, EPF, Employee Provident Fund Scheme 1952. And the last is Social Security Organizations also, the Employees Social Security Act 1989 and the Employees Social Security General Regulation 1971. For the definition, the amount or receive, the pension scheme is either in lump sum or in the form of regular income, depend on the pension opted by the members. For the Employees Provident Fund, EPS, lump sum. And the Social Security Organizations also, assessment does not exist 20%, the payment made in lump sum. And the assessment exists 20%, the employer given option to commute 1/5 of daily rate of the benefit into the lump sum payment, while the balance pay monthly for whole life. For the withdrawal pension scheme, only 1/3 amount can be withdrawn, but member of EPS can withdraw the amount if he has not complete the 10 years of service at 58 years. For the Employees Provident Fund, withdrawal just for a person can withdraw the entire of the Provident Fund. And the last is Social Security Organization. So The withdrawal payable to eligible depends of an insured person who died irrespective of the cause of death not relate to the employment.
Pension scheme in Malaysia also extend pension benefits to a deceased pensioner dependents who pass away either while still in the government service or after retirement. This benefit is known as derivative gratuity and derivative pension. Firstly, if derivative gratuity is a lump sum payment to the widow and widower, child and dependent mother or father of the deceased according to the following formula: 7.5% times number of months of the reckonable service times last drawn salary. Its share allocation is widow or widower or child 9/10, prorate if no mother or father. Mother or father 1/10. Secondly, derivative pension is a monthly payment to only the widow or widower and child calculate with the following formula: 1/600 times number of months of reckonable service. EPF is essentially a retirement savings account for employees of the private and non-pensionable public sector. Apart from the account being a savings vehicle of retirement, you are also entitled to certain additional benefits. Here are 4 important ones, some of which you may not know about. First is dividend earnings. The EPF guarantees an annual minimum dividend earnings of 2.5%. The average is 5% to 6% for the past 10 years. At this rate, your savings are protected from inflation and boosts rather healthily over the long term. Second is death benefit. The next of kind or dependent of EPS members may be given a death benefit of 2,500 if members have not attained the age of 55 years old, subject to consideration and others condition by EPF. Third is incapacitation benefits. 5,000 will be provided to eligible members who apply for incapacitation withdrawal and are unfit to work. Fourth is tax exemptions. Your contributions are tax deductible up to a maximum of 6,000 per year, which is inclusive of your life insurance premium. In addition, dividends earnings from the EPF investment are also free of tax. The benefits under this scheme are divided into the employment injury scheme and the invalidation pension scheme. First is employment injury scheme benefits. This scheme provided coverage and protection for employees who suffer from employment injury. For example, is medical benefit, temporary disablement benefit, permanent disablement benefit, constant attendance allowance, rehabilitation benefits, return to work program, dependent benefit, funeral benefit, and education benefits. Then for second, invalidity pension scheme. This scheme covers employees who experience invalidity and death due to any causes not related for their employment. The benefit that could be attained are invalidity pension, invalidity grant, survivor's pension, funeral benefit, felicities for physical rehabilitation and dialysis, and the last one is education benefits.
The advantage of the pension scheme is completely protect you from the investment risk, which is your employer also plan the pensions investment strategy. If the stock market tanks, the company needs to make up the loss of money. After that, the second advantage of pension scheme is payment for life. When you reach for retirement, your pension plan will give you monthly payment for the rest of your life. The amount of your pensions depends on how much you were making with the company. Okay, next, we go to the disadvantage of the pension scheme. Firstly, deal with a lack of control, which is do not need to choose the individual investment for our money. If you are the type of person who is proactive when it's come to investing, this type of retirement plan will not be the best option for you to use. Next is the smaller potential. Another problem with pension plan is the potential of a defined contribution pension plan is smaller. You know exactly how much you can have when you retire with a defined benefit plans. The advantage of employment provident fund or EPF. So firstly is retirement benefit. The employee himself has to contribute 12% of monthly salary to the EPF. His employer will contribute another 12% or 3% of his salary. This contribution rate is subject to change by the government to his EPF saving. Another that is dividend. Dividend will pay to all contribution to the EPF. It also guaranteed by the government at a minimum rate of 2.5%. That the disadvantage of EPF is lack of liquidity. Money that you invest in provident fund cannot be withdrawn until you are unemployed for 2 months or until retirement. Most contribution to the employee provident fund cannot reach even the RM 1 million. We continue to the advantage of SOCSO. Firstly, provide protection to workers in Malaysia. Is that in the event of accident resulting in death, the pension will provide monthly pension to the unmarried and children under the age of 21 years old who have had an accident at worker or while at workplace will be compensated as an example of impairment resulting in permanent disability. The disadvantage of SOCSO is a contributor cannot take money back if no claim is made throughout their lifetime. Another that is discourage people from working and saving, reduce international competitiveness, and encourage people to withdraw from the labour market prematurely.